Welcome back to SOS. I'm Stess, I'm Badass.
Yep.
Today we're going to talk about people and things I think about, and then maybe added comments from Sippy.
Yeah.
Well, you want to word it like that? Is that
Sippy
better?
Comments, yeah.
Sippy comments?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little bit better. All right, so it's tough. It is tough mentally. You know, if you're mental preparedness. Okay, let's say that for a minute. You've got, things that you think about that you need to get, cover, and do. Food storage, all your different preps that you've got to take care of. And, hang on, need water. All your different, things you're doing. And then you have the naysayers, the negative Nancys, the anti-prepper. They're actually preppers, but they're anti-prepper. They call themselves preppers, but they're anti-prepper. 100% anti-prepper. They try so hard to find what's wrong, with what you've done. It's like they stare intensely at your projects and all your work and doings to see what you have done wrong. Say, look at food storage, for example. Why would you put your rice in a bucket? I put it on the shelf. Okay. But you move on, right? You know, you've already done all the research and you've already figured this out. You know it has to happen. That's what it calls for long-term food storage. It's kind of like with the pot. This is just with food. Okay, I'm just going to mention food real quick. It's kind of like with pasta. Yeah, sure. I can set pasta right here in this toolbox and nothing's going to happen to it. I could leave it there. We got it. But what would I want to do in the event that there's a flood or something like that? I'm making sure my pasta's in a bucket.
Rodents.
You know what I mean? Rodents and all that stuff. Bacteria. I'm just keeping that stuff away from it, okay, by putting it in a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
That's important to me. All right, but there's people out there. Why you do that? Why? That's dumb. That's just completely dumb. Why do you need more than one gun? Why do you need a gun? You don't need a gun. You got ball bats. All these other primitive technology. You know how to shoot a bow, BA. Why do you need guns? You got a slingshot. There's people that don't feel the same way, but they make it a point to they kind of walk around and talk to themselves, but they say it out loud where you can hear it. You know what I mean? Those kind of people. You know who I'm talking about. It happens. It happens everywhere you go. Also, people that have you noticed lately that there's a lot more entitled people who think they're entitled to everything that everybody else has got. They're entitled to that information and it should be free. They're entitled to the stuff that you have because you have stuff. I don't look at the billionaire and say, man, that billionaire, he's got a lot of extra money. Hey, bro, come here. Why don't you buy me a house or something? That's not how life works. You got to use your freaking hands. You got to get off your butt and you got to go work for it. You got to work for it. I like it. You're just kind of like the dancing in the background there. So you got to get off your keister and go work for it. That's just how life works. And we spent many years doing all this stuff one little item at a time, and I preach about that on the channel. One item at a time. Focus on one thing that you need for your preps and do that. Don't do like some people would assume and just run out and go buy a bunch of stuff and be done with it. Then you get in debt. And this goes into people as well. Debt can fall into the same category, and focusing on your priorities and making sure that all that stuff is taken care of. For us, for example, I don't walk around in my yard and show you pictures of our vehicles and things. I don't have a Mercedes-Benz parked in my driveway. We have a Ford Focus, okay? look, it's not like what people think. You know, people might think, oh, I bet you he's got blah, 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 blah. My truck is from the 80s, and that truck was a $1,000 pickup that we put like, I think 4,000 into. So that's what, a $5,000 truck? You do the math. I don't drive a $60,000 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. You know, I'm not that guy. I think they're 80,000 now. I think probably
100,000.
Probably more than that. But people are judgmental. This goes into people. But our vehicles are paid for. Why did we do that? You know, why wouldn't we want a car payment? I don't want a car payment.
No.
Every month I got to worry about that. I don't want to worry about that. I make that stuff go away. You know, sell it, get rid of it. You know, move on. You know, it's good. It's good with your. It's good for your life. You'll have it a little bit extra money. You can budget well. It's kind of like, well, what are you doing? I had a guy comment one time and said, well, you know, you'd have more money if you wasn't always buying guns. Let's get into the gun topic. You know, this goes into people and being judgmental. And my Desert Eagle is, let's say, 13 years old. Can you imagine? My Desert Eagle is 13 years old. I bought that 13 years ago. You do the math on that. I mean, my Ruger Red Hawk, for example, 10 years old. I bought it 10 years ago. I've been gifted guns since I was 11. You know, I was 11 years old and I was gifted guns from my parents. Moving forward, as I got older, I started buying my own. Every year, I bought my own firearm. I bought it myself each year, worked hard for it, earned the money, and bought a gun. Did I go to the store all at once and be like, all right,
gun spree,
charge it? You know, that is not the reality of me. And that's the kind of stuff that I get from other people that are judgmental. What do you think? We can't afford to do all that. It's impossible. It's impossible. Yeah. Unless you'd have to be in some serious major debt. Yeah, man. Dude's driving a BMW. That's cool. I bet you he's in debt. I'm just saying. Yeah, before you start placing judgment and think, man, he's got all that stuff. You know, he should give me some of that. No, that's not the reality. That's not what you need to be thinking about. You got to be thinking about what you're doing and not what other people are doing. Jimmy got a train set for Christmas. Yeah, he got it from a kid up the street. You know, they bought it for him for being super awesome and he loves him. Who cares? Jimmy got a freaking train set. Nobody cares. But this goes back into people, just like I started this video, and staying on topic. But people think, you know, there are people who have this weird way of thinking. They're anti-preppers, you know, they're
the hater preppers.
The hater preppers, you know, they're just hating and just being awful and nasty to people. And I mean, I classify them in the same category as a troll. I mean, it's because that's what they're doing. I mean, technically, they're just trolling on people, and it's just what they do. But I mean, this is in reality. This is in person. I mean, this could be on the internet for some of you. I don't know how many of you deal with that kind of trash, but we deal with it all the time on here, from there to social media to in person. We even get people in person that do this trash to us. So, but it's going to happen, and we're just kind of letting you know, look, you're not alone. And but you're going to have to deal with that sort of thing, because there is a lot of idiocracy out there in the world. That would be a great name for the video. It's like Idiocracy. Mm-hmm. But like Brando makes crops grow. You have to use water. You mean from the toilet? Anyway, Brando. It was like the form of Gatorade. Anyways, people have the wrong idea, all right? And people are going to try to prove their point. And even if you're educated, it doesn't matter if you have a degree in something. Someone could say, well, you know, this is the stupidest thing ever. You know, that ain't how a gas mask is supposed to work. I don't know. Do you have a certificate from a college that's well known that tells you that you know you're right? Nope, didn't think so. There you go. Did you get any medical training? Nope, didn't think so. So see what I mean? So just look at it like that. Go into your inner self and think, well, does this person have any training? No. Just okay, just move on. There's not even any sense in even commenting on that. But some cases, uh, it's kind of like Sippy deals with a lot of stuff. I'm not going to tell you what Sippy dealt with, just so she
not
doesn't
as
go.
much as you.
Yeah, but you deal with stuff too. It's pretty funny. I'm not going to get into the stuff that you deal with because it's. I don't think I would feel it necessary to talk about it on this channel. But it's just funny that we'll probably talk about it somewhere else. Let's say that. But people that live in an upside down world, it is almost like you've just met somebody that lives in an upside down world that thinks that almost like all the stuff that they push on the media is real. It's like, could you imagine somebody in an upside down world? People who think like I think, and then someone that's the reverse of that. Could you imagine someone that's the reverse of me? What they would be like? It's weird. It is very, very weird. But yeah, it's the kind of people that Sippy deals with. And she brings me these stories and I go, these people exist?
I know, I'm like, are we living and talking about the same country?
It's wild, man. It's like, what country did you come from? Are you serious? You have no idea. I mean, she talks to people that think that Obama's still president. I mean, she's just like, all the craziness that comes home. Interesting stuff, though. Interesting stuff.
Yep.
This goes into prepping and people. These are the things that I think about. And be humble. Be humble and be thankful for what you have. And these people that are judgmental of what you're doing, don't focus on that. You focus on you and what you're doing, because this is the most important thing. Those are the people that in the end we talk about. Those are the people that will have the drowning effect and will know that you did this stuff and will be the first ones trying to tear down your door to kill you. It's going to happen. Those are the people that are going to try and take the takers, because if they're already talking about taking now, they'll be taken then. I mean, when someone talks to you like, you've got this stuff, you should probably give me a little bit of that. If people talk to you that way, there's a possibility in the apocalypse they're going to kill you. So don't even, look, you take it from me. I did a lot of analyzing of human beings while I was in the Marine Corps, and you can pick up quite a bit from attitudes like that, and you need to take note of it and write it down, because there's an importance to this people and things I think about. Because if you get people like that around you and that's the stuff that they say, you need to get as far away from those people as possible. I mean, if they're on here, if they're in the YouTube world, if they're in social media, if they're in person, you need to push back and get far away from those people. Those are not the kind of people you need in your life. But take it from me, we work for what we got, and you need to focus on what you got, and you need to work for it. And don't worry about it. If someone hands you something, just take it as a blessing. It's a blessing. Somebody helped you, and somebody gave you a little push forward into your preps. Don't take it as anything else than that.
And don't ever let anybody make you feel bad because they say, well, this should be free. Obviously, they're not the ones putting in as much effort and time, and they have no idea, especially mentally, how much you're preparing and just trying to do right by others. And sorry, freedom isn't free, as they say. And
cost $1.05, right?
Yep. So sharing as much knowledge as you can for free is great, but there are going to be some areas where it's going to be a little bit more helpful if you can get some outside help. So, and of course, with that being said, we appreciate everybody who does help us, because this guy you don't see behind the scenes. Maybe we'll do a VH1 like behind the scenes.
Well, I do I do behind the scenes videos someplace else, but behind the scenes.
No, I'm saying
if
like
you,
hardcore.
yeah,
Like
I probably should.
BA behind the scene.
There really is a lot that takes place. I do a lot of reading into things, and I jot things down, and that's always taking place to make my videos.
Trying to come
Oh,
up with new material, what kind of equipment, budgeting, what kind of
yeah,
equipment we
being
can
able to
do.
afford to buy other equipment. A lot of that stuff goes into this, and great authors write books, right? They write books all the time. I've been told many times the two of us are supposed to sit down and write a book. I've jotted down a few notes for a book, and it's been recommended that we do that. And a lot of great authors write great books, and those books cost money. I mean, if I go to Books a Million right now or Barnes and Noble and I go to buy that great book, I'm going to pay like $19 for it. I'm just saying. And I get to read and I'm like, wow, that's great stuff. I mean, I make, so many videos, and, if I said something that, you know what I mean?
There's only so
See
much
what I mean?
money we can spend, so
Yeah,
people get it
exactly.
for free.
So you gotta look at it like that. But there's just people that would just be super negative. But it goes into people. It just goes back to people. We get a lot of interesting comments. So I just want to push that back towards people and understanding that sort of thing. But I'm not, you know. But I think this is a good topic to be on for some people. But like I said, you have to get far away from the anti-prepper. Okay, if they're anti or whatever now, but they want, but you're getting, and they're hating and they're angry. Make sure you get far away from those people. Those are not the ones you want around you, especially when SHTF pops off.
They're always gonna want more and more.
Exactly. You got anything else you want to add to this?
I'm just glad everybody's here and being really supportive. And I know there's more than not that know that we do put a lot of time and effort, and we're trying to just keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking. All right, everyone. We love you, guys, gals, all of you. God bless you guys. Simplify and have a little food for thought this morning. And yeah. And rainbow unicorns, light bright, all that kind of stuff. Boom, big puff of smoke, rainbow unicorn, and take it easy.